Okay, so last time we learned, so we'll get back to the Sif. Sif Tes Vav. We had a little issue with the Sif. So we'll go back to it. So I'll keep my word. And we'll get back to Sif Tes Vav. And then we'll continue where we're holding Sif Zayin. So let's start Sif Tes Vav again. And we'll see that if you take apart a Sif correctly, a lot of different halachas come out. So the Mechaber starts off sandal shenifsak b'tzua pnimi, a sandal that the b'tzua pnimi ripped off. A dayin teres kli alav, it's still the Shem kli, u'mutal taltal. So one thing we start off with, which is very important to remember throughout the Sif, is that nifsak hapnimi, the first Mechaber, it's not muktzah. You let him move it wherever you want. Even though it's nifsak hapnimi, and the way it is now you can't wear it. It has to be fixed. The way it is now it can't be worn. It has to be fixed. But since you fix it, mamela, it's mutter. It's not muktzah at all. Mutal taltalai. That's the first part. Then the Mechaber says, nifsak hachitzayna, batal mitaris kliva asal taltalai. If it's the chitzayna, the outside one where you can't fix because you can see it after it's fixed, therefore it's muktzah and asal taltalai can't be metaltalit. So that's the chiluk in the pnimi and the chitzayna. So right away the Magen Avraham has a kash over here. Why, if it's nifsak hachitzayna, why is it muktzah? Why is it different than the shivrei kelim? Let's see the Magen Avraham inside. Magen Avraham says, "Bottom material is kli. The gnaihu l'saknoi. It's an embarrassment to fix it. Kivin shenikim mibachutz. Since you could see it from the outside, so therefore people will not fix this shoe. V'iksham magen mishnah ma'ishlam v'kol shivrei kelim the sharich mashchas sivov. V'yeshleimar the lechazer l'chasas kelim mishum demimis. You don't use it to cover kelim because it's disgusting. You don't use a shoe to cover kelim. The tzarich eat has the Magen Avraham. The Rina and Sandal HaMesumir, Shari L'Tatla, the Chatzis Boy is a Kli, V'lismach V'kari Amita. You see, you could use it. V'oidi asks, the Mi, Be'inan Shei Dafki Roy L'Chatzis Boy Kli, does it have to be that it's only Roy to cover a Kli? Ha'afil L'Chazer L'Tashmash Achar Shari. Even for something else, it's still usable for something else, so it's not Muktzah. So why over here is this Kli, this shoe, that the outside strap ripped? Why is it muktzah? So what does the Magen Avraham mean with this? So if you look in the Lushay Sirad, he says, the dafki v'shivra kelim the regilim usually use it. Aval minol kizeh derech l'zarkoi. A shoe like this, the outside strap broke, usually you throw it out, therefore it doesn't have a din of shivrei kelim, and it's muktzah. Mishnah Berurah brings down this teretz also. If you look at the Mishnah Berurah, so you've got in Sifkot Tes Vav, at the end of Sifkot Tes Vav, it says, Avo k'shnifsak hachitzayna. Let's go back to the beginning already. The sandal yesh shnei tarsiyos, echad mechutz echad mefnim, ve'shtei reglayim, k'shnifsak hapnimi, roy v'saknai, v'av b'shetikunoy, nikir v'gnai, hu mil b'tzad hapnim, le'mischazi, al kain adayin shem kli olav. So it's not muktzah. Avo, k'shnifsak hachitzayna, when the outside strap rips, einay hogon shuv l'saknai, v'derech l'zorkoi v'ashpa, al kain batal minei sham kli. Therefore, it's batal sham kli, and it's muktzah. So the Mishnah Berurah brings down the teretz of Levush Yisrod, Pshat the Magen Avraham, that nifsak hachitzayna, you throw it out. That's why it's muktzah. So according to this, we have here two cases. Pnimi, the pnimi rips, even though it has to get fixed, you can't wear it on Shabbos, still it's not muktzah, because you're going to fix it, therefore it's not muktzah. The chitzayin rips, says the Magen Avraham, and the way everyone explains the Magen Avraham, you throw it in the garbage, therefore it's totally muktzah. That's the way they learn.
It's not repairable at all.
It's not repairable, you throw it in the garbage.
It's less than Shiva Kelim.
Less than Shiva Kelim, because this you'll never use. You throw it in the garbage. That's what we have here. So last time we learned the Sif. So we had two questions. First of all, what's the continuation of the Sif? The Chabad says now, from Hu B'Karmelis, Mutter Lichrach Olav Gemi. You're allowed to wrap a Gemi on it to bring it back into Rishus HaYachid. And we said right away, if it's talking about the Chitzai, why are you bringing it back into Rishus HaYachid? You're going to throw it out. That was the question we had. This question I saw Shlomo Zalman is Miramis too, and what they bring down at the end of the sheets. So last time we learned it, we started seeing the Kiva Eger, who brings down the Rajma. And this turns over the whole Sif. The Kiva Eger, if you look at the Kiva Eger, like Goyis over here, he brings down the Rajma. It's Kiva Eger, Magen Avraham Sif Kan Chav Ches. And he gives a different terrace to the Magen Avraham's Kasha. He says like this, V'hiksham ha-Magen Mishnah, Ma'ishna Mekol Shiva Kelim. Uber Rajba, B'chidusha of Tiritz, the Hacha, Lei Mevata Lei Inish Mimelachtai B'hachi, L'yachudei L'chasuyei B'manu. But listen, Machkari Amita. The Rajba goes the opposite. You know why this Kli, this Chitzin is Muktzah, if it's the outside rips, it's Muktzah? Because regular Shivrei Kelim, you'll use it for a different use. Masha Eikein, if the Chitzin breaks, you will not use it for another use. Why? You're going to save it to fix it. You don't want to use the shoe for something else. You're going to
fix the shoe itself.
Fix the shoe, even though it's the Chitzin, still you fix it. That's what the Rashba says. And I didn't understand the last time what does it mean. The Chitzin is the opposite. The Gemara says the Chitzin you don't fix because the outside people see it.
It's visible.
It's visible. The Rashba says no, the opposite. The Rashba says the Chitzin, the reason why it's muktzah is because people keep it and they're going to fix it. You're going to use it for its original use as a shoe.
So what would he say about the inner strap?
Oh, so that's the kasha. That was the big kasha we had then. And the kasha was, if that's the case, then what's the chiluk between the inner strap and the outer strap?
Right.
Because right now, when the outside is broken, now it has the status of maybe Shiva Kelim. It's not even a Shiva Kelim because right now it doesn't have any use whatsoever. It's almost like in a twilight zone.
So there's no use, but you're going to fix it.
But
In the
eventually you're
future.
going to fix it, yeah.
And the Pnimi,
Inner one, you have a use for it right now.
well, you used to have it right now. You have to fix it. Both of them have to be fixed.
No, but the inner one right now, at least, he would walk her into.
No, you can't. He has to fix it. It's Shabbos. You can't fix it now.
But you can move it.
So,
But this one, the other one, you can move as well.
yeah. So if you're saying that if something you're going to fix is not muktzah, so why is the chitzon different? Why is the chitzon different? That was the kasha we left off with last time. We couldn't figure out what's trying the Rashba. Rashba says the chitzon is muktzah. You know why? Because you're going to fix it. And the pnimi also you're going to fix. And it's not fixed yet. On Shabbos you're not allowed to fix the pnimi.
So why is it not muktzah?
So why is the pnimi not muktzah?
Yeah.
We'll get to that question in a second.
But couldn't you use it now as a cover, the panini? Like, couldn't you use the shoe now?
You're not going to use it for cover. The Gemara says it's musal taltaloi because you're going to fix it. Because you're going to fix it is the reason why it's mutal taltaloi. And by the chitzayda, the Rabbi says the opposite. And since you're going to fix it, so it's muktzah, because you're not going to be miyachet for shiva kelim. So what's going on in the Rashba? From this, Shlomo Zalman says that a watch that's broken, you can't, it's muktzah on Shabbos. And we had a kasha. I mean, the way the Magen Avraham learns in Sif, let's stop here in the Kivega. We'll get to the rest of it in a second with the Carmelites. If you stop here, we have here Machlokes, the Magen Avraham, and the Kivega brings the Rashba. According to the Magen Avraham, we have only two types of kelim. One's a kli that you're going to fix. Even though you can't fix it on Shabbos, it's not muktzah. Because it's still a kli. It has a Shem kli on it. You have a kli that the chitzai broke, where you can throw in the garbage, so therefore it's muktzah, because there's no use for b'chlal. According to the Rashba, we have a case that a kli that you're going to fix is muktzah, because you're not going to use it for shiva kelim. The question is, what is that? What's pshat? Let's try the Rashba.
Before we go there, if that's the way we're going to learn it, maybe there's no machlekes between. Why are we saying there's a machlekes?
Because the Magen Avram says,
But say the Magen Avram is talking about a case where you throw it out. Right? The Metzias is that you have a case where you have the shoe, and in that state of breakage, he throws it out.
yeah,
What's the Rashba coming to say? He goes, no. People will keep it and they will fix it.
yeah.
So I don't understand. That's a machlekes. Is that a machlekes?
And the Machlokes Hayel in the Gemara. The Gemara says Chitzayna is Muktzah.
I understand, but in other words, it seems like it's a machlekes in Metzias. Now, what do people do? In other words, it's not a machlekes in the same.
It comes to Machlokes in Metzias in that type of shoe.
Correct, and therefore right. So and from there, the derivation is going to be what a person will do. But to say that there's a machlekes between Magen Avram and the Rabbi Akiva Eiger, I don't see it because
we don't see, according to the Magen Avram,
they're each talking about a different case.
no, because according to the Magen Avram, we don't find anywhere in the Gemara a case with something that you're gonna fix. They're gonna fix, that's Muktzah. You don't find such a thing in the Gemara. The Chitzayna is Muktzah because you can throw in the garbage. How do I have something that you're gonna fix? I have the Pnimi. The case of the Gemara is, why is the Magen Avram saying to throw in the garbage?
Right.
Because we hold something that you're gonna fix. Here's a kasha on the Rashba.
Right. If it's shivrei kelim,
If it's something you throw in the garbage, then it's muktzah. Something you're gonna fix doesn't become muktzah, but raya the pnimi. The Magen Avram has a raya from the pnimi
right?
that something that you're gonna fix is not muktzah.
Correct. And the Rashba is not necessarily arguing on that
What's he saying? He's saying the chitzayna you're gonna fix, so it's muktzah.
because you're going to fix it.
So therefore it's muktzah.
Right.
But the pnimi
Mashma
doesn't
that
muktzah.
if you're not going to fix it, if you're going to throw it out, it would
Sure,
not.
yeah, for sure it would be muktzah.
Yeah, it doesn't, no.
No, but do you find such a musig that something that you're gonna fix that it's muktzah? According to the Magen Avram, you don't find that. You don't find in the Gemara any time that you're going to fix something that it's muktzah. The Rashba says the chitzayna that you're going to fix is muktzah. We have a kasha on the Rashba. What's the chiluk between the chitzayna and the pnimi? Now, I looked around and come out to find anybody that asked a kasha on the Rashba. What's the chiluk between the chitzayna and the pnimi? Then I found, over the end of last week, Baruch Hashem, I found an Achrain that asked the kasha, the Minchas Ariel. He asked the kasha, and he says, Ulai, we can add to the Rashba that the chiluk is the pnimi and the chitzayna, that the pnimi, you could fix it yourself. So since you could fix it yourself, it's easier to fix, so it's not muktzah. You're right, you can't fix it on Shabbos, but it's something that's easy to fix, so it still has a Shem Kli. It's still called a Kli. Since you could fix it by yourself, it's still called a Shem Kli.
That's not a clean for Shabbat.
For Shabbos you can't fix it, but it still doesn't lose its Shem Kli. Because since you could fix it, it's still called a Kli. It's not Muktzah. The Chitzayna, a person can't fix by himself. He needs an Uman to go ahead and fix it. So right now, its status is that it's Muktzah. Right now, its status is that it's not a Kli. It loses the Shem Kli. Now you want to know why it's not like Shivra Kalim? Because you're not going to use it for Shivra Kalim. You'll bring it to an Uman to fix. That's what teretz he gives.
So it's very similar to the Taz.
Yeah.
Ties.
The Taz that speaks out, let's say you have a broken leg of a chair. If it's something that you're never going to be able to fix, it's not fixable.
No, tell us something else. The broken leg of a chair, that Sif is talking about, if you're allowed to use there's the opposite. The chair is not muktzah. The chair you could use. The question is, you're going to put it in.
Right. But
So if you could do it yourself, you could put it in yourself.
and it's muktzah.
There's more of a reason why
But
it's
it's also
muktzah.
temporary.
It's temporary, but it's more of a reason why it's muktzah, because you can put it in yourself. It's a gzeir, you're going to come to fix it.
Correct.
But if an woman has to fix it, it's the opposite. It's more of a reason why it's not muktzah, because you're not going to fix it. Here's the opposite from the Sif.
Oh, but that's
Yeah.
the same.
But
Right.
yeah.
So
Here's the
it's part
opposite.
of that.
Here's the opposite
You see,
one.
the Taz uses that idea.
Yeah, the opposite
No,
swar. But Taz is saying in a
So
case
maybe I
where
should reframe. Maybe I should ask then. You see, the Taz doesn't hold with this.
no, but it's a whole different case. Here, the shoe is not usable. Here, the chair is usable.
For a different purpose.
No, but we put it on leave it on something else.
Against something else.
You could use the chair. The chair is not muktzah for sure. Here's the opposite. The shoe is not usable. So that would be a chiluk between pnimi and chitzayna. Okay.
That's based on an assumption from the Safran that, for whatever reason, if it's the pneumius, it's fixable by yourself.
Right. And
Mechanics.
I'm saying it's a big hash on the Rashba. How could the Rashba say the Chitzoni, because you're going to fix it, therefore it's muktzah? We see the opposite from the Pnimi. The Pnimi is a case where you're going to fix it, and it's not muktzah for that reason. So the Chitzoni is muktzah for that reason, for the same reason?
It's who fixes it.
So that's the kasha on the Rashba. Unless you're going to make this chiluk, that there's a chiluk between the umen fixing it, and therefore right now it's not called a kli, because you need a umen to fix it, or if a yachid could fix it, a hedjit could fix it, therefore it's still called a kli, and it's not muktzah. That could be a chiluk. That could be a chiluk. Now, halacha l'maisa would come out. The Mishnah Berurah does not bring down the Rashba. The Magen Avraham doesn't bring down the Rashba. No one brings down the Rashba. So there would come out anything that breaks, that's fixable, whether it's an umin, whether it's not umin, a watch that breaks. Right? The chayra, according to the Magen Avraham, according to Mishnah Berurah, if you're going to go bring it to the watchmaker to fix, it's not muktzah. It's a kli still.
But I cannot use it.
Even if you can't use it now, but since it's like the Pnimi.
So what about Shlomo Zalman?
Oh, so Shlomo Zalman is going with the Rashba. If Shlomo Zalman is going with the Rashba, Kubega brings down the Rashba, a different teretz in the Magen Avram's kasha. Then we see the opposite. If you're going to fix something, it's muktzah. But you have to answer the Pnimi. So what are we going to answer the Pnimi? There's a chiluk between umen and not umen. So if your watch stops working on Shabbos, all you got to do is wind it up. It's no different than the Pnimi. It definitely will not be muktzah. If your watch breaks in a way they have to go bring it to an umen to fix, then maybe it'll be muktzah, according to the Rashba. But if your watch just stops working, the chayr, there should be no one that should answer it.
So what, based on that logic, if you have a watch that stops working, you know it's because your battery died, which is something you can fix.
You don't need umen.
You don't need a new
You don't need
one,
umen.
so therefore
So it's not
that would-
muktzah.
So it wouldn't be muktzah.
Chayr should not be muktzah. But it's a bit. It's,
And if it needs an umen,
if it needs an umen, then you'll have the Rashba that says like it's like the chitzayna that broke, that it's muktzah. Which it's a chiddush. Now Kivei brings down the Rashba, but none of the other places can bring it down.
So how do you explain the Kara Minis with the Rashba?
The who? We'll get to the Karmelis. We'll get to the Karmelis in a second. We'll get to the Karmelis. We didn't get to the Karmelis yet. I'll get to the Karmelis soon. Answer the rest of the Sif. But that's, I think, hopefully this is clear now. That's going to be the Machlokes, the Magen Avraham, the Levushei Surad. I'll get to the Kivega, who brings the Rashba. According to the Levushei Surad, according to the Teshuv Shabbos, according to the Magen Avraham, they don't say anywhere a kli that's broken that you're going to fix is muktzah. Pnimi is not muktzah. They don't make a chiluk if it's an ummeh or not. Chitzayna is muktzah for a different reason. Chitzayna is muktzah, why? Because it's nothing. It's garbage. According to the
It's also
Rashba,
Makiram.
huh?
Makiram. What the Chetzayna, you people know.
People can see it. Yeah, so if they see it, then it's a bizoyin, it's a ganah, you won't fix it. According to the Rashba, we have a case that since you're going to fix it, it's muktzah. What that case is, we're saying it has to be only if it's an umen. Because there is a case of pnimi. So first, the pnimi rips, you can't wear it on Shabbos, but the pnimi ripped, it's mutter letaltal. We have to answer that. We can't say anything that breaks on Shabbos that you're going to fix automatically is muktzah. You have to be mechalek the pnimi and chitin. So we said a chiluk between umen and not. Is that the correct chiluk? I don't know. I don't know if that's the correct chiluk. So that's important to know, this difference. Now, when we go weiter in the Sif, we'll see, according to the Rashba and according to the other Achrayim, it's according to the Achrayim, there's going to be a question how to learn the Sif. So the Sif says weiter, that it's in the Karmelis, v'imhu b'Karmelis, muta lichreich olav gemi. So last time, the whole thing started when I thought of a murder pshat in the Mechaber, in the middle of the Shir. That the Mechaber is talking about, according to the Magen Avraham, we're talking about the Pnimi. It's very good. The Pnimi, the Chitzayna, there's no reason why you should go ahead and, if you're in a camel, to go bring it home. What are you saving it for? You're throwing it into the garbage. So maybe it's talking about the Pnimi, we said. Ve'imhu v'karmelis, muta lichrach olav gemi, you're allowed to put on a gemi, a piece of rubber or something, Lach, gemi lach, shehu meichel behemo, nesachnoi. Shelo yipol miragloi, ubechotze shehu nishmar sham aser. Now what's this chilik? So, we saw last week that the Shulchan Aruch Harav and the Magen Avraham brings down from the Keser Mishnah is mashma like that. What's the isser in the chotzer? Ubechotzer shehu nishmar sham aser. You're not allowed to tie on a gemi. Why not? So the Ramach says, you're not allowed to tie on a chut. In the Magen Avraham Chavtez, gemi lach v'nerli the chut or b'mashicha asa dimum avatalei v'avakesha shachayam. Chem mash malasa Rambam shavayim because the Mishnah Ramach the duk. Huh?
The thing is, it's Lamed, because basically, because it's a private place, and the Magen Avraham in Lamed...
No, we'll get to Lamed in a second. First Chav Tes. So, he says the problem is you may make Kesh Shachayom, and that's why you can't use a chut. Now, the Ramach says, but in a chutzer it's also even gemi. Why? Because in a chutzer we were matter gemi because we were chayshish to make Kesh Shachayom. On gemi also. In the Carmelists we were matter it. In a chutzer we asked it. And therefore, says the Shulchan Aruch Harav, even if the pnimi rips in a chotzer, you're not allowed to tie in the gemi.
You can carry it.
You can carry it.
Yeah.
You can carry it, but you can't tie in the gemi. The Mishnah Berurah doesn't learn that way. Mishnah Berurah says that Ava b'chotzer aser, why? B'shal muktzah. Once you're in a chotzer, now it becomes muktzah. You can't tie in a gemi. Look at Mishnah Berurah, Sif Katan. Sif Katan Samach Beis Aser B'shal muktzah. Now already it's muktzah. If you're in a Carmelis, we let you tie in a gemi to bring it in. If you're in a chotzer, right, the Mishnah Berurah Sif Katan Samach Beis. If you're in a chotzer, it's Aser Mishum muktzah. Why is it muktzah? Because we're talking about the chitzayna, nifsak ha-chitzayna, and nifsak ha-chitzayna in the Carmelis will matter you to tie in the gemi and bring it in. In the chotzer, it's Aser. Why? Because it's muktzah. Now, on the Pnimi, you can't say because it's muktzah. The Pnimi is not muktzah. So Mishnah Berurah obviously is going on the chitzayna. Shulchan Aruch Harav, maybe it's going on the Pnimi. That you're allowed to tie the Pnimi in a Carmelis and bring it inside. In the Chatzah, you're not allowed to tie the Gemi because a Gezerah, you may make a Kesh Shachayam. But the problem is, so if you learn that way, that the whole end of the Siv is talking about Pnimi, it's very Geshmak. Even according to the Magen Avraham. Chitzayna is muktzah, you can't touch it. Pnimi is not muktzah. In a Carmelis, we allow you to tie on a gemi, and in the Chatzah we don't allow you to tie on a gemi. It's very good. The problem is, even the Shulchan Aruch Harav learns that we're talking about the Chitzayna also. And the reason for this is because we look in the Gemara, Kufiyat Beis and Shabbos, it's clear that it's going on the Chitzayna. So this will be a little bit of a kasha. If you hold the chitzayna is muktzah legamri because it's zarka l'ashpa, so why are we giving a heter to bring in the chitzayna? We don't need it. You're going to throw it to the garbage. You're going to throw it to the garbage.
But he has an option. Tiltron al tzaddik.
Yeah, but you don't need it. It's garbage.
You throw it out.
You throw it out. Wait.
How do you learn the Gemara then?
Chitzayna?
Yeah.
So if you learn like the Rashba, it's very good.
Right, but if you don't learn like the Rashba,
yeah, that's right.
but it doesn't go.
It's right.
But there's a Gemara to deal with before
Yeah,
you get
yeah. So that's a kasha. This is a kasha they ask. I think some Zalman asked the kasha.
The Gemara is talking about.
Yeah, if you look at the end of the sheets, he brings down the Shlomo Zalman brings down the Magen Avraham that says that you can throw it to the garbage, and he says, "Who peli?" It's a pella. If you throw it into the garbage. The imkena my omru b'gemara the b'kamera is minted, and therefore you can bring it in.
Right.
But tape later, b'lav hokas are kana ashpa. You throw it into the garbage. So then what do you? Right, that's a kasha. There's an answer. Therefore he goes with the Rashba. Therefore Shlomo Zalman goes with the Rashba's teres. Because if you hold with the Magen Avraham's teres, they throw it to the garbage.
So So there's no Zarkal Ashba by Chitzayna.
Right, it's not Zarkal Ashba.
Differently.
Right.
There's no such thing
Correct.
as Zarkal Ashba.
You don't throw it to the garbage. That's what comes out. And that's his kasha. To answer the Magen Avram, the other Achrayim, maybe they hold, this person decided he doesn't want to throw it to the garbage. If he wants to bring it in, there's...
But that's not good enough because you still have the Gemara.
It's in the Gemara.
Gemara's like that.
Okay, it's in the Gemara was, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I have to answer. It's a kasha.
That's very fair. Okay.
It's a kasha. Maybe that's why Shlomo Zalman wants to go to Rashba.
Right.
But the Lamaisa Lachar don't go to Rashba. So the Rashba, if you look in the Rekibega now, the Rekibega was seen before, he says, so what's the head of Carmelis? It says, Mahai Taima Mechalkina Men Chosam Carmelis. The Carmelis, the Minter, the Hikse Midaite, and the Daite, the Taltule, I de Gami Lach. Ava Bechotzer. The Minter, Makse Daite Minei, Adam Sakamei. So the Rashba learns that the reason why Carmelis is different than a Chotzer is because a Carmelis, why are you Makse Daite? Because you're going to fix it. And a Carmelis, you're not Makse Daite yet because you've broken the Carmelis, and you have to take care of it. You're not going to leave it there. So you don't make it Muktzah in the Carmelis. You always have in mind that you're going to bring it into a Chatzah. Therefore, it's not Muktzah yet. In a Chatzah, it's Muktzah. That's the Rashba's Chilik. Really comes from the Ravid. So then the Sif is very good. We're talking about the Chitzayna. The Chitzayna is a Muktzah only because you have to fix it and you need, let's say, an Ummah to fix it. Then, but you're not Maktzah Daitoi as long as you're in the Carmelis, because you're going to bring it inside. That's what the Rashba learns. Which is also a Chiddush. So we have two ways to learn the Sif. The Chayam learn two different ways, and there's big nafkaminas of if a Kli breaks. Kli breaks that you're going to fix. Now we have to remember this whole Sif is different than I'm speaking about again, even though I've spoken about before, but it's important to remember this whole Sif is different than Sif Tezayin. This Sif, the Kli broke in a way that you cannot use that Kli anymore. Anytime a Kli breaks, that you can still use it the way it is, it's a whole different halacha. A cup breaks, right? Handle breaks off of a cup. It's not muktzah. You can still use the cup the way it is. Anything that you could use the way it is, that's why they say our shoes, if something rips from the shoe, Mr. Brewer says, it's not muktzah, because our shoes, you could still wear them even though the shoelace ripped, let's say. It's possible to wear.
What about our sandals? Our
yes, our current sandals, if it rips in a way that you can't wear it anymore, then it's out of muktzah. Depends on it's pnimi, the chitzon. Then again, it's hashara.
We don't have it in our modern sandals. We don't have chitzon.
So in the modern sandals, it would come out if you have to fix it. If you're going to fix it, and you need an ummah to fix it, then you'll have the Rashba. Shlomo Zalman goes with the Rashba that it's muktzah.
No, you have the.
If you could fix it after Shabbos itself,
In the same way, no.
if you could fix it after Shabbos itself without giving it to the shoemaker, then it's not muktzah.
So how do you explain the Rashba when we learn to say regular shubha kelim? What's the chiluk between the minal here?
No, because this minal you're not regular shivra kelim.
You use it to cover. I mean, what I'm saying is, so how would you?
Because regular shivra kelim you would use to cover something because you're not going to fix the kli anymore. Shivra kelim you're not putting it back together again. Here you're going to put it back together again.
So that's
what the Rabbi says. That's the chiluk between shivra kelim and here.
So that's the maksedato.
That's where maksedaita, yeah.
What about the chashur tzur?
Shashav?
Hatzur.
No, because he's going to tie it.
It's broken. So there's a chashur. I'm going to take it by hand.
Yeah, so we're not chashiv. I would say you tie it with a gemi. Tie with something to bring it in. Okay, I hope that sif is clearer now than last time.
Clear as mud.
No, it's a good shtickle, but it comes out halacha. It becomes very difficult.
Halacha l'maisa.
It's a very.
He
comes out that you're
both ways.
I would say halacha l'maisa. It's something you could fix yourself after Shabbos. The chayyur should not be muktzah. If it's something you need an ummah to fix, then you'll have the Shlomo Zalman go to the Rashba, and maybe it should be machmir that's muktzah.
I mean, how far do we take that application? We're going to have cases of you have one of these and the wheel falls off. So if the criterion, as long as you can fix it, It doesn't
Chai should be
require
muktzah.
ma'asum, and it should never be muktzah.
Chai should not be muktzah, yeah. If your wheel falls over, you can put it back on after Shabbos by yourself.
Right.
Chai should be muktzah.
So I don't know, but that shilas, that's actually it brings down in the Mr. Brewer a machlekes between Rav Karlitz and Rosh Shlomo Zalman, and it might be totally in this machlekes. So if you're pushing a stroller and the wheel falls off, if you're in Bnei Brak, it's muktzah. You can't, right?
Yeah.
Rosh Shlomo Zalman, you keep going because klishum lachtalei iser. It's already you're
What is
already.
a klishum lachtalei iser?
Because now that it's broken, it becomes a klishum lachtalei iser, and
Why is
therefore
it klishum
you
lachtalei
keep
iser?
moving because you've already started the act of.
No, why is it klishum lachtalei iser?
That's how he says.
Why is it that even? It's a klishum lachtalei iser. Why is it klishum lachtalei iser?
By the wheel falling off, it becomes a klishum.
That's the question. Why? Nifsak apnimi. Nifsak apnimi, we say, is mutter. Why is that different than nifsak apnimi? That's why I started off right away. At the beginning, the Mechaber says nifsak apnimi is mutter l'taltal.
Right.
It's not muktzah b'chlal. What's that case? How do we compare that case to today's cases?
Sorry, it's the other way around. So it's not klishum lachtalei. If it's klishum lachtalei, that's what you do according to Rav Karlitz.
What is a klishum lachtalei iser?
The agola becomes a klishum lachtalei.
Why? Why?
That
Why does it become a klishum lachtalei iser? I don't understand.
I don't know either. But I want to point out the other part because it's totally to what we said here. So according to Rosh Shlomo Zalman,
It's mutter.
it comes out, right? In other words, he's worried about the question is just, are you going to fix it or not? That seems to be the.
No, that's something else. That could be in the next sif maybe. Where's that? This sif on sif tezayin by the. That's something else.
He's commenting.
Oh, that's something else. That's sif tezayin. That's something else. If you're going to put it back on Shabbos, if you could put it back on Shabbos.
But isn't that what we're talking about? Maisa Umen versus non-Maisa?
No. It's just two different things.
Really? Okay.
It's two different things. There's a case where, for example, this case, you're going to fix it after Shabbos, right?
Can you
You're going to fix it after Shabbos. Why the Chayshah going to fix it on Shabbos?
Right, so that's.
Why the Chayshah going to fix it? Every time something you can fix, why the Chayshah going to fix it on Shabbos? So that's Sif Tezayin. If a foot comes off out of a bench,
Right.
so there, if you could put it in easily, and it's going to be aser, then we make Xer, we aser it. But we don't ask everything. If it breaks, right? Taz says if it breaks, you have to get a new leg. We're not chayshing to go get a new leg or be, but we're not chayshing big isum that you're going to do. We're not chayshing to sew back on the pnimi yourself on Shabbos.
So how do you reckon you have?
It's only one case, Shemi Yitaka. It's the only time we find the Xeru. The only time we find the Xeru was Shemi Yitaka. We don't find it every time a kli breaks, and then I could fix it myself. Oh, it's muksa because Shemi Yitaka. We don't find that.
So with the stroller and the wheels.
So there it depends. If you could put the wheel on and there's Xeru Shemi Yitaka.
Can you even touch the wheel that came off? It rolled off.
You can always touch the wheel.
Can you actually? Doesn't actually the
Oh,
wheel?
it's a question. Who the wheel is muksa?
That's what I mean.
Huh?
That's the wheel.
No, I don't know if it's.
That's what I'm asking.
No, then that's a question with the button. So it's muksa by itself, and kick it to the side.
Can you? Well, that's what I mean. Can you? The wheel pulls up. Can you play Brad? The wheel actually
No,
pulls up
the
back
wheel
up.
is one. The question is the stroller.
Right.
The stroller
Okay.
itself.
Right.
So
And
if
the wheel
there's a
pulls up.
Xer Shemi Yitaka on the wheel,
Right.
so that's already Sif Tezayin.
Right. I agree.
Maybe it's Xer Shemi Yitaka, therefore it's also.
No, but-
Then maybe it could be called the Chlis from Nachalism.
But the wheel itself.
The wheel itself
Rolled
covers
up.
mukta. The wheel itself
You
covers
can't do anything
mukta.
anyway.
Why?
If it's booked, so then you can't touch.
Kick it to the side. You don't worry about the wheel. Or the carriage now.
Right.
The wheel you kick to the side. But the carriage itself, if there's no Xer, I don't know if it's Shemi Yitaka. If the wheel falls over, you can just stick it back on.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. It's like glasses.
That's
You know,
true.
you can put it
It's
back
a little
into the
hole.
spot,
It's a
but
bolt.
it needs a
It's a
screw.
spoke and a hub.
You can
So we have the
screw
screw. So if you don't have the screw, then it's not mukta. We saw last week.
Right.
If you don't have the screw, then you have to go
Lots
find
of
the
you-
screw. You have to go buy a screw, find the screw. It's no problem. Don't say Shemi
Oh, it's
Yitaka.
had the glasses.
Yeah,
No.
don't say Shemi Yitaka. I'm surprised the carriage of Chayr will not be also because of Sif Tezvav. Because it's not a Ma'is Umin. You can fix it yourself, so it doesn't become mukta because of that. Shemi Yitaka, it depends if the Xer Shemi Yitaka or not.
So just to remember, so Shema Yitaka is a very, very specific
Correct.
case.
Not every time, obviously, because in Sif Tezvav, the Pnimi rips, you could fix it yourself.
Right, that's what I'm trying to reconcile.
Yeah,
the two.
it's a Xer only Shemi Yitaka. We stick it in, they may stick it in strong and it become Isser Boina. But every other Isser we're not Chayshish for. We're not Chayshish for other Isser, they go ahead, sew something on Shabbos, or sew on the button on Shabbos. There's no Shash. We had a whole shadow about the button's Muktzah on Shabbos, right? Now, to sew on a button, almost anybody could do, right? So even if the button's not Muktzah, what happened to Shem Yitaka, where you get fixed on Shabbos, we're not Chayshish for that. We're not Chayshish to sew on the button on Shabbos. Shem Yitaka, we're just going to stick it in, there they made a Gzera. Otherwise, there's no Gzera, it's a specific Gzera to Shem Yitaka. So therefore, the carriage, if the wheel falls off, and there's no Gzera Shem Yitaka, the carriage should not be Muktzah on Shabbos. The carriage should be okay because it's not a Maisa Umid to fix. So it's not called Muktzah.
But the wheel is Muktzah.
The wheel may be Muktzah. That's totally in the button, Charlie. Because we came out that a button is not Muktzah. Because it's Mukhan Agav Avihem. It means it was Mukhan from the carriage, and you put it back on the carriage, therefore it doesn't lose its shame. That's part of the carriage.
Generally speaking, if you can fix something temporarily, it's a temporary fix.
How did you fix it? On Shabbos, did I fix it?
On Shabbos, yeah.
How can you fix it temporarily?
Well, like for example, the wheel falls off the.
Yeah, but then you're not allowed to put it back on. You're not allowed to fix it temporarily.
It's a temporary, like it's just you're.
It's roughly.
It's loose.
Yeah.
It's loose. Okay, so that's what we saw. And see, says Iron that if it's loose, it's okay.
Yeah.
So you can put it on loose without fixing it, without putting it, fastening it in. You can do that.
Right.
No,
Isn't that the whole concept of the Gemi? Right, that it's a temporary fix.
Yeah, but the Gemi is no issue with the Gemi. There's no issue with the Gemi. Putting on a Gemi is no issue.
Because the Gemi is the books.
No, and the way you're fixing it, you're not being kosher.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with fixing it. The problem is if you're going to sew it on, that's the problem. Sewing is a problem.
Right.
But fixing it,
temporary.
temporary fix is more.
Can the Rebbe just explain again the example of Muchan Agav Avim?
We had before that if a button falls off, let's say, a door falls off a binyan on Shabbos, the door is not Muktzah. Why? Because it's still part of the, since you plan on putting it back on, it's still part of the binyan. It's not Muktzah. Muchan Agav Avim is still considered part of the house. A button falls off, it's considered part of your jacket still, because you plan on putting it back on. That's the reason why it's not Muktzah. It's the reason why it's not Muktzah. Anything that's Muchan Agav Avihem is not Muktzah. Shivra Kalim, we said, is Muktzah because, unless you could use it in the Chasas boy, because Shivra Kalim, you're not going to fix it.
Right.
You're not going to fix it. Mashiach, it's something you're going to put back on. Okay, it's the reason why it's not Muktzah. So a button, for that reason, it would not be Muktzah. There's other reasons why maybe it's Muktzah, because you don't use the same button. Other person you other issue maybe for a button. But the pashtas a button should not be Muktzah because Muchan Agav Avim. The wheel to a carriage, it's not Muktzah because it's off the carriage. Because that's Muchan Agav Avim, it's the reason why it's not Muktzah. The only reason why it be also maybe is because you have to, because you may come to be fastened onto the carriage. That's Sif Tezayin.
I just asked a question on the watch that stopped.
Yeah.
It's not Muktzah.
I'm not passing any shadows. But the way we come out over here, it should not be Muktzah L'Kuli Alma.
Because the notes, according to Rod.
I know, I see Shem Zaman here. I'm not so sure it comes out that it's Muktzah.
But he does, because it then says in the end.
Yeah, but it says Shemish L'Chal L'Shani Delis. He has a different teretz, but he doesn't come back to answer what's with the Pnimi. Shlomo Zalman never comes back to answer what's with the Pnimi. Why is the watch stopping different than Nifsak HaPnimi, which is Mutter L'Taltaloi? He never came back to Shlomo Zalman, which is a kasha. That's why I started off saying this. The first Mechaber Nifsak HaPnimi is Mutter L'Taltal.
So there's a difference between a watch stopping and a watch breaking.
Right, so it depends. That's only if you come on to this. Right, that's if you come on to this.
It becomes a
real
tachshit, you know.
If Shlomo Zalman does say
that stops is a tachshit.
is
A tachshit.
yeah, but Hashem something else. That's the different reason why it's mutter.
Is it better not to wear a watch on Shabbos?
Because it may stop.
Good watch.
But it will show you 2 times the right time. Twice a day it will show you the right time, even if it
The
stops.
last line of Moshe's Tshuva is
Woman wear
watches
watches
on
on
the seat.
What does he say?
Tom, I think it's where
No,
Tom
what?
qualification is
Not to wear a watch?
not to wear a watch.
Because of what?
That's the
No.
last line. He says
That-
it's all mutter, right?
No, but he's talking about Rosh Hashanah, carrying.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about because if you have an Erev.
Oh, for that.
Yeah, so Rosh is a different
I thought you
problem.
asked in general she wear a watch.
Yeah, Rosh is a different problem because of carrying.
So it comes out there will be a difference between a watch that stops because of a battery
Right,
and
the
a
Chayyim should
watch
come out.
that is broken.
That's
I don't know
broken
what it is.
Montgomery.
Broken Montgomery.
That's my understanding.
How
Hey,
do
you have to. You always have to answer.
Let's
It
see a-
stopped. How do you know
Let's see a
what's
watch
happening?
that doesn't have a battery inside it.
No,
Yeah,
you
my
were saying
watch
you
doesn't
can
have a
know.
battery
You know
inside.
it stopped
Yeah.
because the battery died.
How do you know
It's
what's the
not
reason?
Moshe.
It was working
Battery
until now,
died or
and suddenly
inside something broke down.
You have to answer.
Manual line.
You have to answer the Chiluk Pnimi and Chitzon. Unless you have a different teretz to the Chiluk Pnimi and Chitzon, then you're fine. But so far, I have not found a different teretz yet. Rav Shlomo Zalman doesn't address it. I'm surprised he doesn't address it. He says that he brings the Rashba and there's an open kasha. What happened to the Pnimi?
Most can go by the point of the Magen Avraham.
So the point
Concept is
before,
something
yeah.
great. If something is going to be something
Fixed.
you're going to throw away,
So yeah, something going to throw away is muktzah.
it's
Something you're going to
something's gonna be thrown away,
fix.
something's going to be fixed. You should.
So yeah, not like the Rashba.
Right.
Without the Kivego, just the Magen Avraham, such a Shabbos and the Moshe Yisrael, something that breaks and that you're going to fix, even though it's a nice umen. Since you're going to fix it, it's not muktzah.
So back to the carriage. I mean, so if you use that for
Right,
the, for the,
right.
for the carriage, you pick up the wheel,
Yeah,
you put it
carriage
in the
is sure.
stroller, and
That's
you,
right.
then
A
you
carriage
go-
should show not be
So
muktzah.
for example, your shoe, you're walking and your heel comes off your shoe.
Yeah, correct. Here it's a perfect example. You're walking and your heel comes off your shoe. So could you walk with it without the heel? Maybe, I'm not sure. But that's where they might umen.
That is a
And,
Mosa.
That's a nice
you're
umen.
gonna- and you're not going to throw it.
You're not going to throw it out.
Throw your shoe out.
You're not going to throw your shoe out. It's a nice umen. Maybe according to Shabbos Semicha will be also.
So that's a pnimi.
it's
It's not pnimi. You can't fix it yourself. That's
it's
chitzoni.
muktzah then, not time.
You can't fix it yourself.
It's in between.
Why?
Could you?
Chitzoni, you're going to throw it out.
No, but according to Shabbos Semicha. According to the Rashba, it's not that way.
Not the Rashba. I'm saying the way that if we're going to come out
If-
that most
Oh,
of us can
if
learn
you're
that it's
going,
going
no,
to be,
then it's a pnimi. Yeah, then it's a pnimi. It's
It
mutter.
could be fixed.
It could be fixed.
It could be fixed.
Anything that could be fixed is mutter.
There's no
So it's gonna
appeal
come out.
between,
This one.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
So a
talking
heel,
about
a heel, kind of
the
only shoe.
Magen Avraham doesn't actually bring up the
Right,
finger
breaks.
breaks. I mean, if
Doesn't what?
you look at the Magen Avraham
Since you can-
doesn't even bring up
You can
Muktzah.
fix
It's
it.
only
Well,
the
it's
Mishnah
saying.
Berurah that Muktzah.
Yeah.
But the Magen Avraham doesn't bring up
He
Muktzah.
does. He says, that's the Moshe Shad He says, I am my Lord, Sifir Aleph. Shem Taisis. He means muktzah.
I mean, Muktzah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought it was just for the Gnai point of view.
No, he
Because
means,
if you're in a Chaser, it's more private than...
no, he means, Magaram means, the Chitzayim is muktzah because we're going to throw it out.
Okay.
Okay, that's that Sif. And I'm not pasking against him from Zamach after Shalom. You have to, when you learn the Sif, you have to understand what's going on over here.
right.
According, Pnimi is definitely mutter. We have to always know what's called Pnimi, that it's mutter. Shalom Zalman is on Chitzayim is Aser, and according to the Magen Avraham, Chitzayim is Aser for a whole different reason, because you're going to throw it out, so we don't find at all a Isser of something that breaks that you're going to fix, that you have a Shamuktzah. Okay,
So you can always pull it to Pnimi, whatever it is. If it's fixable, then it's
according to the Magen Avraham.
wrong, it's always
Correct.
Pnimi.
According to the Magen Avraham.
The problem.
Okay, let's go to Sif Yud Zayin. That was just a Chazara on Tezvav.
Wow. Next week we will actually
43
do it again.
Sif Yud Zayin. Leveinim shenisharu me'abinyan, you have bricks that are left over from a binyan, someone was building something, mutter l'taltalan. You're allowed to move them. The ma'ata le'kaimu b'binyan ella le'mizga layim. From now on, they're meant to sit on them.
Sit.
It says it pierced his stomach with a Shabbos Semicha. They sit on them. Now, v'em sidram zeh al zeh, but if you pile them up one on top of the next, goli adaite shehiktzon lebinyan for asal taltalan. Then already he's showing that he's using it for a binyan, and then already it's muktzah. Something you're using for muktzah, something you're using for a binyan is muktzah. Now, I want to point out, you don't find here in the Mechaber that he says that if we're not allowed to sit on them. He says if it's set aside for a binyan, then it's muktzah. If it's not set aside for a binyan, you finish building already, mutter l'taltalam. You're allowed to be metaltal them. But you're always allowed to sit on them. You're always allowed to sit on muktzah. I think the Mishnah speaks it out. We'll see it in a second. Because we said already in the beginning of the siman, muktzah is only an isser to move it. To use muktzah is not an isser. So if you have bricks set up and you sit on them, the chayra, it's not muktzah. It's not isser to sit on them. Says the Magen Avraham, the Mizra Alayu, B'Hamatayr is Kli Alei, therefore it's called the Shem Kli, because it's meant to sit on it. But also, Taltalam, the Leka, Torah is Kli Alei, once you set it aside for binyan, then it's also to move it. So if you look at the Mishnah over here, so Mishnah brings down a machlokes that we said over here that if you finish building, and now it's meant to sit on it, so it's not muktzah. So the question is, do I have to set it aside now, or automatically it becomes not muktzah? So bring down a machlokes over here and see if Katan Ayin Gimel.
Based on the machlokes in the Gemara.
Well, mashma, if you look in the middle of a sif kat ayin gimel, like a line and a half in, by a dot. Well, mashma, the ain't tzarech machshavim erev Shabbos, the mizga alayu, al yirabah. The rabbi is mashma, you don't have to have a machshava before Shabbos. But yesh machmirim is that some people are machma, they have to set it aside erev Shabbos. The Shmuel doesn't speak it out of that, where he does. That to sit on it, to mentaltal it is also. But to sit on it, l'chayra is mutter l'chul yama, because muktzah is only an issa tiltal. It's not an issa of.
Only when they are Masuda.
They're Masuda, yeah.
Then you cannot use it.
Why?
Because
it's
it's a binyan.
You can't use it. You can't use it, but you're allowed to sit on it.
Right.
Sit on it.
You're allowed to sit on it. I mean,
anything that can't move, you can sit.
Yeah, even if it moves a little bit, we'll see it later on. It could be it's mutter because it's not called tiltal. Me sitting on something and it moves is not called tiltal.
But I can't take, like, say, 3 bricks and build them up to be able to sit on them. I can only take.
No, you can't move it.
That's what I mean. No, but I'm saying no. But if if I'm saying even going by the
No,
the
you
ratio,
could. Why not?
the ratio. If
You
you're not
could.
built, it's full finished. But I'm taking 3 bricks, put them on one,
Why
put
not?
the other.
Why can't you do
to sit
that?
on.
Why can't you do that?
Well, is that also a thing of basically?
Opinion? No, yeah, pile up 3 bricks.
Right.
Sit on it.
So we're okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Why? That's all.
No, he's talking about the first case. We
Yeah,
finished
I'm
building.
talking about the ratio.
We finished building.
I'm talking about the ratio.
Yeah.
It's not so negated today, really, the whole thing with the bricks, because.
But the im sidron zel zeh.
No, it's something else. It says that means you're using it. It's a way of showing
Right.
they're using it to build.
Right.
You're using it to build it later on. Then it's also to be metal to them. Because you're showing that you're going to use it for binyan. Siddim zeh zeh is a proof that you're going to use it to build. Therefore, it's also. Therefore, if you buy any building site and have to deliver bricks, that's muktzah, because it's meant for binyan. You want to sit on it, you can sit on it. Once they finish building and the bricks are lying around, then it's not muktzah. It's mutter.
Mutter to what extent? You can do whatever.
Yeah, it's a chutz machleiter.
So we were talking about the people who you have a driveway where you have interlock,
Right.
And then they have
and they
extra.
give you 10 bricks at the end, and they say, put them away in case something happens.
No, so
So
those,
really, we were thinking
Those
maybe
are set aside.
that's haktzah. Those are muktzah
those
for
are set
building.
aside for building, yeah.
Although you're not using it, your driveway's done, but you have
Right.
10 extra bricks.
Yeah, setting aside for building.
In case
Fix
you need
it.
them.
Yeah.
So they are mutter.
Those are muktzah.
So those are muktzah, the ones that are inside of your
But
house.
some
You
places
have-
that say that all bricks are muktzah. All bricks today are meant for building. No bricks are meant for sitting. Even if it's left over, so you're using, it's lying around, but since some place will say that. Today's bricks all are meant to build. No bricks are meant today to sit on.
Right.
Okay.
into their, they have extra, have them set at the house.
Okay, sagt der Mechaber weiter, Sif Yudches, Koitza Munach B'Shus Rabim, you have a thorn that's lying around the Shus Rabim. Oh, one second, I forgot to speak out. Someone asked last week, 2 weeks ago, why did it say a carmelis? Bimel b'carmelis, going back to Sif Tezvav. Bimel b'carmelis mutar lichrach alav gemi.
Yeah.
You have to kasha?
Yeah.
Why carmelis? Why not Shus Rabim? So the Achayim speak about it. I think the preacher said it's lav dafka, the Bachban says dafka, and the carmelis, Shus Rabim were mekel. So Machlokes is not chroinim if carmelis is dafka or lav dafka. Okay, Yudches. Koitza Munach B'Shus Rabim, a thorn that's lying in the Shus Rabim mutar l'taltaloi. You're allowed to move it, pachas medal v'ramis. You're allowed to move it more than dal v'ramis, pachas. Now the klal is, in Shus Rabim, you're not allowed to carry more than dal v'ramis. If you want to carry something in Shus Rabim less than dal v'ramis, it's mutter. You're allowed to carry something from one place to another place in Shus Rabim. Pachas medal v'ramis, which means I carry it less than dal v'ramis, I put it down, I pick it up, and I carry another less than dal v'ramis. That's awesome midrabanan, because the choshesh is going to carry more than dal v'ramis. Midaraisa it's mutter. So here we're giving a heter. We find that koitz in the Shus Rabim, you're allowed to move it pachas midal v'ramis.
Just normally I can pick it up with my hand and.
You can pick it up with your hand. No, pick it up with your hand and put it down. After 3.5 hours, pick it up again until it's out of the way.
Even though it's muktzah.
Who says it's muktzah?
What's the purpose of the thorn? It's like a stone.
Yeah, so it's muktzah. You have to do it until the klachayad. Even though mata muktzah. Yeah, mata muktzah. Here you're allowed to carry muktzah. Mokum has to be already sivov. Yeah, you can take it with your hand. Yeah, kolshkin. We'll see soon. It's a kolshkin. You can move it down. Pachas down the ramis. Sure, you can move muktzah. So you're allowed to move it pachas down the ramis. So with carmelis, mutter l'tatal l'hedya. Or carmelis, you're allowed to with the whole issue of a carmelis is only midrabanan. Then you could carry it even more than dal v'ramis. Mutter l'tatal l'hedya. Mishum the cheshin Hashem yizayiku b'rabim. The cheshin maybe somebody will get damaged, will get hurt by it. But mokem ezeiku d'rabim like goes with a bonus shvus. In a mokem where it's hezek d'rabim, the rabbanim were in grazer a shvus, and this is a shvus. A carmelis to carry is a shvus, and a shvus rabim pachas medal v'ramis is also a shvus. So if you look in the Magen Avram here, see if Chotin Lamed Zayin, Koitz Amunach, Kosef HaRivash Shem Tov Aleph, Dafka Koitz in the Nira. Dafka Koitz where people don't see it. He makes a chilek to Rivash, that's something that a person could see, so you're not allowed to move it away. He'll see it, he'll walk around it. Something you can't see, and therefore he'll get damaged by it, that's awesome. Dafka Koitz in the Nira, V'chen Gachel Sham Atachas, a coal made from metal, ein chaymer nikir, she'af basad also sumki, even after the redness goes away, yesh b'koyach litzrev, it's not going to be very hot. Al gechel shel eitz, a coal made out of wood, chozman sheyeh by koyach litzrev, te'adumo. If you get burnt by it, it'll still be red. The akirabot, if people could see it. Chen kosev b'lachas gedolas, more than ever gedol, anir le'nayim, also Tata Akam Lashayna. His chalak is, Rivash's chalak is, anytime you could see it, then it's also to move it. The only head to move it is so people won't see it. But if they can see it, you're not allowed to move it on Shabbos. That's the Rivash. The Magen Avram argues, it's Tzarech Ian, the meaning of Gemara is Sput Shel Eitz, Shar L'Taltala, Shlei Zoykeba, even though people could see it here. When Shchosim Tov Kof Yud Ches, Chepei B'Sev Simen Shin Lamadal, that Filu Kachela Shel Eitz, Shari. Muchamokim says the Magen Avram is matter if something, even though you could see it, it's a mutter to move it. Muchamokim says the Magen Avram, Tzarech Ian, Im Yesh L'Hata Be'even, if you let it be matter to move a stone away, why? Can near it L'Yitiru Elo Davar Shlehem Munach Shama Erev Shabbos. But only matter something that wasn't there Erev Shabbos, so you couldn't have moved it before Shabbos, therefore matter to move it on Shabbos. L'Havel L'Salka Me'esma. So the B'Kitzur, the Magen Avram wants to say that anything that was there from before Shabbos, you're not allowed to move it on Shabbos because you should have done it before Shabbos.
What's as far as that? Notice the whole thing here is Hezekah Derabim. right? So,
Right.
so yes, it should have been done. So what is it? Who are you punishing? The person walking by. If there's a hezek. What's the shot?
Right. What's the heter? We do find a lot of times that we don't want to be matter. If you do it before Shabbos, the matter on Shabbos, everyone will leave it to Shabbos, do it on Shabbos.
For sure. I mean,
He's saying if people are going to hold by it.
Yeah, you're lazy, right? I mean, you leave.
It's Rishus Rabbin, so it's not yours. I mean, it's not.
Right. It's not yours, it's just a rabbin. I don't know, what are you punishing?
A
Yeah,
live
the
wire
practical
goes,
example of a
right,
live wire that
goes on the street, and things like that. Yeah, you should have taken care of it, but you didn't. At the end of the day, I mean, there's
there.
a danger there, right?
Right.
So,
The live wire falls on Erev Shabbos,
Yeah.
you didn't take care of it, you not take care of it on Shabbos.
Right.
The Bach argues in this crowd. The Bach says it's mutter. What does the Mishnah bring down over here?
I think he brings down both.
Let's see, the Mishnah says over here.
I don't understand the svar of the first.
Yeah, so it brings down over here.
That would make it.
So he brings down, in Tzivkon Ayin Hey, he brings down the first machlokes is the Rivosh. That's the Rivosh.
Right.
Avram Dim Hu HaKoetz Gadol. Also Talta B'nei Yochel V'Zon Menu. Shlayuza Kim Denu L'Kol V'Ayim Magen Avram Sheikh Olav. So Shabbos Miyashvei Mitzad L'Hayris K'moisai. The Shabbos passes like the Rivosh. V'Ayim V'Sefer Shochan HaTashittim. The Tiltum and Atzad. Mutter Gambas Tiltum and Atzad anyway is Mutter. But you won't have the heter of Pachas with Al-Ramas. The heter you won't have.
You don't need it.
You don't, yeah. You don't have to come on to that.
Why? If you're in Shusharam, how are you going to move it to the side?
Are we talking where it's a danger, where it's...
But you could see it. The Rivosh says if you could see it, it's also the Magmar says it's mutter. Because the Shabbos passing that it's also like the Rivosh if you could see it. But he says Tiltum and Atzad is mutter. That's good Tiltum and Atzad. The Pachas and Al-Ram is in that matter. So you're looking
also, Tiltum and Atzad is a shinui.
Yeah, that's why it's mutter. That's why it's mutter, but it's not going to help for Shusharavim.
Yeah.
Ayin Vav Pachas Asher Salkenu L'Tzidur Shusharavim Makam Shein Dorsen B'Rabim Masha Magen Avram Dafka V'Lehaya HaKoetz Munach Sham Erev Shabbos Dem Loiken Hayla L'Salkem Erev Shabbos Aval Rabbi Choylik Allah V'Svir Lei Tafilam Munach Sham Erev Shabbos Muta Litla B'Shabbos, so not taken away from Shabbos. And Mr. Brewer doesn't say how he paskins, but since he brings Eli Rabba second, his mashmei paskins like the Eli Rabba.
When he says Mutal Tiltum Ben Shabbos, B'Yudayim means?
Yudayim, yeah. Mutal B'Yudayim. Sivkon Ein Zayin, V'makam Ezekah D'Rabim, V'had Isa Le'el V'Sivva Ba'agah, Em Yesh Shivas Chuchis Abayis Mutal Salkel Panoisai. So we had before in Sivva, we have broken glass in your house, you're allowed to push it to the side. Even Kederach, picking it up. So why is he saying over here in this Sif, V'makam Hezek D'Rabim? Even if it's not a rabbi, even if it's a hezek the yachid, you're allowed to move it. So why does he say over here only hezek the rabbim? Says the Mishnah over here. After stand by it's ein matzav rabbim kolkach. Shamu rak iser muktzah. Over there we only matter the iser of muktzah. The iser tiltal the alamis the bekarmelis or b'shasadam pakas mizeh, but b'shasadam less than the alamis chomer mizeh. Is more chomer than muktzah. So here the Mishnah puts on his side. We'll see now everyone agrees to it. That we have two shvusim. One's a shvus of muktzah, and one's a shvus of pachas medal ramis. So the Mishnah says over here, over there, the makam hazekah the yachid will only matter muktzah. The more chomer the keiser of pachas medal ramis, we were not matter. So come out if you have a hezek the yachid in a shvus rabbim. If it's possible, hezek the yachid, there's not hezek the rabbim, or a carmelist, whatever it is, where rabbim don't walk by there, only a few people use it, let's say, and it's hezek the yachid, then it won't be mutter to move it pachas with al ramas. Only muktzah will matter.
Even a carmelist.
Even a carmelist can't move it.
Yeah.
But not matter. But not matter by hezek the yachid. Only hezek the rabbim will matter. That's what's coming out.
very difficult to understand. So you have a heter by Shibra Kalim, you have Zchuchis,
We're
right?
matter to
You're
move
worried
it.
about the children playing there, and we're matter that you can pick it up.
Right, muktzah. Muktzah is muktzah, but to move it pachas with alamas, let's say this glass that broke in front of your house.
But why not? I mean, I don't understand why. Should you be able to move it pachas? In other words, your
No, pachas is
worse, right?
Pachas is shvus, but it's muchammad shvus than muktzah.
Right.
You have it in your driveway, you know, in a place where there's no erev.
What's the difference
Right?
between the